Okay, so spring wildflowers. I love this question. You are wondering, does this way of parenting work with a toddler? Like, can you even persuade a toddler? So I, yes, good, so good. And you sent me another question asking, like, what do I do if she doesn't want to get in the car seat? And if she's, I think it was like refusing to take a bath. And, how do I deal with all those things, right? So good. So obviously you have a strong will kid because otherwise you'd be like, I just ask and she does it. What's your problem, people? Yeah, those parents. Anyway, so here's the deal, my friend. It's not about persuasion. That's actually like where you're already kind of getting yourself into a pickle, is that if you're trying to persuade her, she's going to sense that you are trying to change her, and she's going to double down because it doesn't feel safe in your body for someone to try to change you. All right. So, what you want to do with a strong willed child is actually wonder with them. And yes, a toddler is absolutely not too young at all. In fact, the first time I learned this, the first time my son, my oldest, my strong willed kid, was 15 months old or 10 months old. He was like 10 months old. And we were in a class and he was trying to get out the front door. And the teacher asked him very sweetly and like told him why not to. And my husband and I were like, like, he's 10 months old. Like, he's going to listen to you. And the kid totally listened, and it broke my brain. That was one of my first times of like really learning how to do this. So here's the deal. She's totally a person. She's a person with a really strong opinion, and she has definite likes and dislikes. And there are reasons she doesn't want to wash her hair or get in the car seat, and she still has to wash her hair and get in the car seat. So how do you deal with that? What you do is you don't try to persuade her. You actually meet her in the problem. So for instance, oh, you don't want me to wash your hair? No, I bet you have a really good reason. Is it that you don't like the water or you don't like the soap? I don't know. I want to change what you don't like. Can I show you a tiny bit of water on your hand and you tell me if the water is the problem? And then I'll let you sniff the soap and you tell me if the soap is the problem. And now we're getting her into like science and inquiry. We're turning on her brain. We're working with her. We're not trying to actually change her opinion or get to the end of this process, because by the way, there is no end. Like the moment you get her to wash her hair, now you got to brush your teeth. Like, where are you rushing to, really? You know what I mean? I say that with love. Like, it's ad infinitum. So the sooner you learn how to work with her and actually enjoy these processes, the better, because otherwise you're just going from one really awful power struggle to another. So let's make it fun. So instead, let's do science together, and let's say like, and we're going to do it in like a really non-threatening way. So we're not going to be like, I'm going to pour the water over you. You tell me if it was okay. Because if it wasn't, now she's screaming. So, I'm going to put a little dab of water here, and we're just going to smell the soap. Which one do we like and not like? Maybe we like them both. I don't know. Well, the water was okay there, but is the water okay on our nose? Is the water okay here? And now we're just getting fun. And then we can say, well, I'm only going to wash this one hair with shampoo. I'm not going to wash the rest of it. You tell me if this one is okay. And what you're doing is you're building consent for each step. I know it sounds absolutely bonkers, and you're like, lady, I don't have 6,000 years to wash my toddler's hair. I totally understand. You don't have to. You just do this really slowly in the beginning, and once she feels safe, she's going to fly through this process. And then you just don't have to do this all the time. But in the beginning, whenever they put the brakes on, there's a reason. You can't overpower the brakes, or they just make stronger brakes. So you actually want to learn to work with them. There is no age that is too young for this. Literally no age. Like your 3-month-old you can do this with. Absolutely. And there's no age that's too high, right? Like, you can do this with your teens. You can do this with your spouse. You can do this with your in-laws. You don't say, hey, can I put water on your nose? You just do it a little differently, but it's the same conversation. More on that if you people want. Happy to do that one.